Hi everyone, it's Eliana and I have a card to share with you today. I'm going to be using a paper pad from Die Cuts with a View. It's the Rose Gold 6x6 paper pad. And I've selected two of the sheets and I'm going to back the glitter one with some Stick It. I'm also going to take some pink cardstock and I'm going to add that to the back of the cardstock as well. It'll make it much easier when I assemble the card. Once I get my cardstock all ready to go, I'm going to take the Hero Arts Windows on Loved confetti stamp. I'm sorry, not a stamp, it's a die. And I'm going to run it through my Big Shot. It does have a lot of little pieces, so I'm going to take some Glad Press and Seal and I'm just going to put it on the back of my die cut before I remove it from the die itself. So I'm just pressing all of those little bitty pieces so they stay intact and I don't lose them on my desk. So I'm going to peel off the excess of the cardstock. So I have this other panel that I die cut with some white typing paper. It's not typing paper, it's like really thin cardstock. And I just used that as my template so I would know where to put my hearts. The reason why I didn't peel off the template from the press and seal is because I didn't really want to lose any pieces when I peeled it off. So I just thought it would be easier this way. So I'm just going to create a pattern with the confetti hearts. And I'm not going to do the whole panel. I'm just going to try to create a swoosh that goes across from one corner to the other. It didn't take all that long. You probably think that it took a long time, but because I did the Stick It, it didn't take long at all. And it is a labor of love because this card will go to my mom. I did make duplicates of the card. And another one will go to my friend Robin, whose birthday is on Valentine's Day, so I always try to make her a card with hearts. So now that I have my panel and my hearts in place, I'm going to brayer them down with the end of my bone folder, and I'm just going to carefully peel up the white base. I am going to add another layer. So I'm just going to do the same thing again. And sometimes when you peel it off the press and seal, the little backing comes off with it. Other times you just have to peel it off yourself. But most of the time it's very loose on there because it was on the press and seal. So I'm just going to carefully layer this. And you can do this as many times as you want to create dimension. And so I just did it 3 times. And now I'm going to add my 4th layer, which is the glittered cardstock. And the glittered paper is a little bit thicker, so you want to make sure that when you pull it off that you're not going to rip the glitter. So you want to be careful when you pull it off. And I'm just going to repeat this again. For me, it was quite relaxing. I had Netflix playing and I was enjoying an episode. And so I just was making these cards. I made several of these, just playing around with this die. So to add my sentiment, I'm using the Concord and 9th Happy Day stamp set. I am using a leftover piece of the rose gold paper. It was a little bit shiny, so I decided to use some Stazon just because it was a little slick. My Stazon does need to be re-inked, and so it did take me a few attempts to get even coverage. And then once I was done, I set it aside for just a little bit so that I would make sure that it was dry. I didn't want to smear it. And then I trimmed it down. And I didn't want any of the foam to show, so I'm using some of this Kool tack. It's clear adhesive and it adds dimension. I wish it was a little bit thinner, but it's pretty cool that it's completely clear. And then I'm just going to add the sentiment across the heart. And then I did attach it to a card base. So here is the completed card. And then here are the other cards that I made with it. So here's another one that I made. And this one I used a different pattern paper from that same Die Cuts with a View. And then here's one that I made with the gold glitter one. It was more of a yellow gold, and I used a base from Paper Tray Ink. They also had a gold paper. And then I used the rose gold embossing powder from the Ton, and I created a background, and I used the negative pieces and created these. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, be sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day.